You know, I could have watched Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, for my first review of 2014, but I wanted to start this year off in a really good way, and by God, I chose the right movie. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy here to give you a late review on the movie Saving Mr. Banks because it came out in Christmas Day, but it didn't come to Guam, so I couldn't watch it, but it's here nonetheless. So Saving Mr. Banks tells the story of the creative process that went into bringing P.L. Travis's Mary Poppins to life on the big screen, and the creative differences between the original author and the producer, Walt Disney. Not only that, but it also shines a light on P.L. Travis's, Mrs. Travers' youth and how it influenced the story of Mary Poppins. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard this movie was being made, I wasn't interested to see it in the least bit. One, because I thought it would be a 2-hour long movie about how great Walt Disney is and how evil P.L. Travers was and how she kept getting in the way. And two, I didn't really like the choice of Tom Hanks as Walt Disney. I'd never felt like he looked the part or even felt like Walt Disney. But I gotta say, I was really surprised at how great this movie was. I mean, this is without a doubt the best live-action Disney film I've ever seen. This is a really, really good movie, and I loved how they put a lot of care and respect at telling this story as truthful as they could. And that's the first thing that I really liked about the movie, the care and respect that they put into bringing this story to the big screen. They didn't idolize one person and treat the other person like a stereotypical caricature. They treated each one of them with respect and showed the story as truthful as they could. The writing in the movie is very solid, and one thing that really surprised me is the fact that this is P.L. Travers' story. As much as Walt Disney is a part of the story, he wasn't a major role. I mean, he plays a part and he makes appearances now and again. But this is P.L. Travers' story. It tells the story of her young life and how she is now and how she feels about letting Mary Poppins go. And I thought that was a more interesting story, honestly. Again, I really thought the film was gonna be like, oh, Walt Disney this and Walt Disney that, or P.L. Travers, why are you doing this? Why are you stopping Disney? But no, it was so respectful and told the story of P.L. Travers in a light that kind of makes you understand why this person did and acted the way she did. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning of this movie, I really didn't like P.L. Travers. I mean, she was so uptight and strict about how the character's supposed to be portrayed, giving no open room to some creative ideas or anything. She was so stern that Mary Poppins needs to be this way and that way and this way and that way, but there's a reason to it, and it's developed when you see her past life and why the character means so much to her, highlighting the side of Mary Poppins that not a lot of us may have known. And for that, the story was very interesting and compelling, especially the story dealing with P.L. Travers' relationship with her father, which plays a crucial part in not only this movie, but the creation of Mary Poppins. But a good story is nothing if you don't have some great performances to accompany it. And by God, the performances in this movie were solid throughout. As much as I can't see Tom Hanks as Walt Disney, and throughout the film, I still didn't really see him as Walt Disney, I still felt like he portrayed Walt Disney the man as accurately as possible, and I will say he did a good job. But really, the standout performances in this movie is without a doubt Emma Thompson as P.L. Travers and Colin Farrell as her father, Travers Goff. Now, I'm not going to say that their performances surprised me because I already know that Emma Thompson and Colin Farrell are great performers, but I will say that their performances were stellar. I mean, I honestly felt like Emma Thompson was P.L. Travers. She got the mannerisms and the characteristics down, even though I never met or knew about P.L. Travers whatsoever. And then we got Colin Farrell as Travers Hoff, P.L. Travers' father, and I really loved every scene that he was in. I mean, you can really tell that this guy really cared about his kids. As much as, you know, he had a drinking problem, he was suffering with jobs and all that stuff, he did deeply care about his two daughters, especially his eldest daughter. And I loved every scene that he shared with his daughter. It was really powerful, moving, and touching. Both of them portrayed these layered individuals so well, just dynamic performances from these two. And I hope they get nominated because I think they deserve it, especially Colin Farrell. Please, Colin Farrell. Some of the good performances include BJ Novak and Jason Schwartzman as the Sherman brothers. They did a really good job. And Paul Giamatti as Ralph, the driver for Mrs. Travers. I really like their relationship. It's really good. And one thing that I really am happy that Disney rectified their mistake they made this summer with the Lone Ranger by bringing Ruth Wilson into this movie, who was able to portray her acting ability. I mean, she did a really good job. Although her role was very minute, she didn't really have a lot of scenes, she did portray a lot of emotions, thus showing her acting chops, which I honestly feel like was squandered in the Lone Ranger. So thank you, Disney, for rectifying that wrong. And the last thing that I really liked are the relationships throughout the entire film. I mean, you got Ralph with Mrs. Travers with their father, but the one that I found the most interesting is the relationship between Walt Disney and P.L. Travers. Because of the connection that Walt felt with P.L. Travers and the fact that he understood why P.L. Travers was having a hard time handing over the rights to a beloved character like Mary Poppins. She's family to P.L. Travers, just like Mickey Mouse was family to Walt Disney. And he tells a story to one of the Sherman brothers about how he understands why she's having a hard time. That made me say, oh, okay, see, that's good. I like that Disney understands why it's a hard time for her. And honestly, I have little to no cons in this movie. I can't really think of a scene that really stood out that was terrible or didn't need to be in the film. It's just overall a great film. And with that being said, you know what I'm going to give this film now. A 5 out of 5 stars. It's truly an epic masterpiece that needs to be watched by anybody that was a fan of Mary Poppins growing up. It will give you a great insight to the process of bringing Mary Poppins to the big screen. But anyway, what did you guys think of this film? Did you like it a lot like I did? Or did you find it boring, dull, cliche, and it feels not genuine at all? And let me know, what is your favorite biographical film? Comment below, let me know. Also, stay tuned this Tuesday. I have an anime review coming out for you guys, so get excited for that. But until then, guys, hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and like my Facebook page. Link will be in the description. And I'm 21 the second, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.